Yo, what is up guys, Quirk here, back from the video. So a lot of you guys have been asking me, yo, what is the best Quirk combo in the game? How do I make the best team possible? How do I make the strongest champions possible for the champion I have? Well, today we're going to be going over every single one of these things, hopefully. So let's get straight into the video. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and start off by looking at the two main types of builds that are in the update as of update 9. And these two types of builds are going to be the boxer builds and the mage builds. The two main classes that are inside of the boxer build is going to be Titan Boxer and Celestial Boxer. And for the mage builds, we have Titan Crimson Demon and we also have Crimson Black Hole. Now keep in mind, for every single one of these boxer builds, you are going to want to use Double Warrior because it gives you the greatest M1 damage. And for the mage builds, you are going to want to go Double Magus because it gives you the highest ability damage in the game. But now that we've talked about the two main types of builds, let's go ahead and look at them individually so I can tell you guys about the perks of each kind. Alright, so first of all, we have the boxer build. So as I said earlier, there are two different kinds that are mainly used. So let's go ahead and look at the pros and cons of both of them. So first of all, we have Titan and Boxer. Now this is widely accepted to be the best punch build in the game, and the reason for that is because it has the highest mob damage inside of the game while also having very good boss damage. So if you guys want to make this build, you're going to want to get the quirks of Titan and Boxer and get Double Warrior on your affixes. And for the next punch build, we have Celestial and Boxer. Now, Celestial and Boxer does pretty good boss damage actually. I believe it's the highest DPS core combo inside of the game. Obviously not the highest burst damage because those belong to the mage classes, but for overall DPS, Celestial and Boxer is very strong. However, what it does lack is it does not do a lot of damage to regular mobs. And for those reasons, I consider it worse than Titan Boxer because Titan Boxer only averages about 600 billion less damage to bosses while also having insanely higher mob damage. Now, can Celestial Boxer work? Yes, absolutely. If you guys are making a boss team, Celestial Boxer can be good, but if you're looking for boss damage for tournaments and stuff like that, then Celestial Boxer is not going to be the best for you. So basically, Titan and Boxer does insanely high mob damage and it does pretty good boss damage, while Celestial Boxer doesn't do very good mob damage, but it has pretty good, if not the best, boss damage in the game. As you guys can see on the screen here, there's a picture where you guys can look down and see that Warrior with Celestial Boxer is doing 6.99 trillion damage to boss DPS, which you know is the highest number on the list obviously. And if you look just below it, you can see Warrior with Titan Boxer, which is doing 6.39 trillion damage, which is only a difference of about 600 billion. However, with Titan Boxer, you're going to see an insane increase of mob damage, which is why it's widely considered to be stronger. But now that we've looked at the punch builds, let's go ahead and look at some of the mage builds that we have here. Alright, so starting off our mage build category, we have Titan and Crimson Demon. So some pros of this build is that it has insanely high burst damage. I do believe it is the highest inside of the entire game, but the cons are the ult charges insanely slow. So basically it has really high damage when you use it, but it does take a long time to charge, which is why it doesn't have insanely high DPS overall. And secondly, we have the alternative, which is Crimson Demon and Black Hole. So some pros of this build is that Crimson Demon and Black Hole does have a pretty fast, if not insanely fast, ult charge time. However, some of the cons is that the ult isn't as strong as something like Titan and Crimson Demon. So if you're more of a tournament oriented player, then you are gonna want to go with Titan and Crimson Demon because it will have higher DPS. Well, not higher DPS, but it will have higher burst damage. So when you guys do arrive to the boss in the final room, then you guys should be able to almost one-shot the boss. As well as that, Titan and Crimson Demon also has pretty good mob damage, while something like Crimson Demon and Black Hole does not have very good mob damage, obviously. Alright guys, so here on the screen you can see the spreadsheet again, and for Double Magus with Titan and Crimson, you can see that the boss DPS is going to be hovering at about 4.99 trillion, while Double Magus with Black Hole and Crimson is doing 5.09 trillion. And the reason for this is because Titan and Crimson is not going to be ulting that often, but when it does ult, the damage is going to be insanely strong. Not only this, but it also does pretty decent damage to mobs. So if you guys are doing tournament runs, you guys can use it a room before you guys actually enter the boss to charge it up, and you guys shouldn't see that many bad side effects. While Black Hole Crimson is just kind of like an overall build where you can use it for most things, but the damage obviously won't be as high. Now, what do I recommend? Well, I do recommend getting a full team of Titan Boxer as well as a full team of Titan Crimson. You know, people like me, and I've heard even content creators like Boss of Games, who is debatably one of the best players, also using this method to get a better team. So whether you guys choose the same thing, it doesn't really matter. You know, everything is fairly balanced, so whatever you choose, there shouldn't be that much of a DPS difference. Some Other builds that can be strong for bosses is going to be obviously Celestial Boxer. I've heard Black Hole Celestial with double Magus is also pretty viable, as well as Celestial and Crimson double Magus, which is hovering around the same DPS. Now, for the best overall core combo in the game, I'm gonna go ahead and give it to Titan Boxer, and I say that because it has the highest mob DPS inside of the entire game, while also having insanely high boss damage as well. It shouldn't be that bad if you guys are mixed like a half and half, like half punch team and half mage team. Obviously, there are going to be some stronger combos than others, and some units are going to be stronger with certain builds, but that will be for a later video when everything is smoothened out. So yeah, go ahead and experiment around with those, see what works for you, but those are the best builds and core combos inside of the game. If you guys found this video enjoyable or helpful at all, make sure to like and subscribe. But I'm gonna go ahead and leave this video off here. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.